You'll please rise for the pledge and remain standing for the invocation.
Heavenly Father, we thank you. We thank you for this opportunity to serve you. We thank you for what you're going to do here today and what you have done. And we thank you for the city council as they go forward and conduct business as you would have them do. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Thank you. Michael, if you'll take the roll call, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilman Wurzbacher.
Here.
Councilman Lloyd.
Here.
Councilman Schlack.
Present.
Councilman Barr. Councilman Valerius.
Here.
Councilwoman Nick.
Here.
And Mayor McLeod.
Here.
We have a quorum, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the agenda for this evening? Motion
Second.
by Mr. Valerius, second by Mr. Barr. Any changes or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting of August 11th, 2026?
Motion.
The whole right side? Who have we got? Thank you very much. Any corrections or changes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Now we come to some very nice portions of tonight's agenda, and we're going to start with the Allen Park Kiwanis Club, who held a beautiful baby contest at the street fair and asked to do their awards presentations. And I think we have some participants attending.
Yes, a happy voice out there. Thank you for allowing us to come and make the presentation tonight. We have one of the winners here tonight. The other one came down ill today and wasn't able to attend. But I did want to take the opportunity to thank all our sponsors who donated the prizes that we had. Downriver Community Federal Credit Union donated a family pass for 6 at Henry Ford Museum in Greenfield Village worth over $300 by itself, and a 3-month family membership from the Downriver Y. The wagons that the prizes are in from Maria Lally and Katie's Appliance Repair. $200 gift cards from Target from the Balloon Guys and $25 cards from Liberati's. The hand-carved wooden flags came from Len Parada. And the total value of all the prizes was over $900, pretty much close to $1,000. So it was a good prize. Unfortunately, we had a computer glitch on our online bidding process that made it difficult for people to get online, so it didn't produce as much revenue as we did last year. But we did get 2 winners, and we have not with us tonight is Lorenzo Porter, son of Vincent Porter. Some of you may know Tony and Carmen Porter from Allen Park. And the other winner is Charlotte Kelly. And they're here today. So I'd like to have you come up. We have your prize here. With all the goodies in the wagon. And say hi to the camera. Say hi, Maria. Got it? Okay. And there's your prize. And we'll get the prize for Lorenzo and the Porters delivered to them shortly.
Well,
Thank you very much.
and thank you for being here. Next presentation is from the Allen Park Fire Department.
$7 that we received this past April. So we're extremely grateful for their support in the emergency medical services and their commitment to improving patient care within our community. With their generous contribution and donations, we were actually able to purchase 3 video laryngoscopes. What this advanced equipment helps us do, it helps us with live oral intubations, and in turn, it enhances patient safety. It helps expedite critical care procedures, and just in general, it helps save lives. So we look forward to keeping you guys updated. These are in service now. We'll keep you updated on the success of these intubations, and thank you for the continued support with the generosity and the kindness. Your generosity and kindness in improving the emergency medical services in our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we did bring the device if you guys want to take a look at it.
Alan, if you could kind of just explain what, we kept referring to them as intubators.
We're the intubators.
You are the, okay. And, yeah, if you could just.
I'm just gonna come. One time it's only sterile, so I don't want to break the magnet. It's probably expensive. So you insert that into the device there, and then from here. So you can see, as you can tell, and it gives you a good view of the airway and the vocal cords to make sure that we establish going through the right area of the anatomy also.
And what was, right, what was the process you had to use prior to this? I mean, what was the,
Well, we did use a laryngoscope, and the laryngoscope weighed the same thing, but certain conditions that we're in, it's dark, it's
Human anatomy is hard to see.
yeah,
Yeah, just by, everyone's different, you know.
So you take away the camera and you're looking down there, instead of looking at the camera to see where we're going, you're looking at a hole just down their throat like
Usually you
that.
can see a big tongue in your way and other stuff, so.
So you're kind of laying down on the ground, and there's a little flashlight at the tip, but you're trying to peek in through their throat and around their tongue and all that, so a lot harder to see. So all of our frontline apparatus that would need it.
Actually, we check it every single day, so I have to.
Hey Eric, how much those are?
Seconds, it should be like 5 seconds.
well,
Thank you,
thank you
guys.
very much. Appreciate that. Our next order of business is a proclamation on the retirement of Police Chief Eron Feltz. I was going through some notes here, and I just realized that didn't seem that long ago when we had a resolution appointing Chief Feltz. Was September of 2024. I finally figured out why I printed this agenda out. You will. Recognizing 25 years with the city of Allen Park. Whereas Chief of Police Eron Feltz has honorably served in law enforcement for more than 30 years, including 25 years of dedicated service to the residents of the city of Allen Park. And whereas he began his career in the city of Allen Park as a police officer on August 22, 2001. And whereas through his unwavering commitment, professionalism, and exemplary leadership, he was promoted to sergeant in 2008, administrative sergeant in 2019, detective lieutenant in 2023, and ultimately appointed chief of police on October 7, 2024. And whereas throughout his distinguished career, Chief Feltz earned numerous commendations, including the Valor Award, the department's highest honor, Officer of the Year, and multiple life-saving awards, recognizing his courage, dedication, and commitment to protecting the lives of others. And whereas as Chief of Police, he provided steadfast leadership, fostered a culture of professionalism, teamwork, and accountability, and consistently recognized and encouraged the contributions of the men and women of the Allen Park Police Department, strengthening the department and enhancing its service to the community. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Gail McLeod, on behalf of all the city of Allen Park, elected officials, and our community, do hereby recognize and honor Chief Eron Feltz for his service, leadership, and dedication to the safety and well-being of our community. We congratulate him on a distinguished career and extend to Eron and his family our best wishes for a long and happy retirement, in witness whereof I have affixed my signature and the seal of the city of Allen Park, Michigan, on this 25th day of August, 2026.
Thank you. Okay.
I think it's a testament to who you are and how you have served us that Bill Mehall has asked to come up and say a few words, and I believe there may be others, but Bill, we'll start with you.
Thank you. Good evening. Thanks for letting me speak about Chief Feltz. Years ago, when our department first got tasers, the instructors told us that they would affect about 1% of the they wouldn't affect about 1% of the population. Eron immediately declared, "I'm in that 1%." Well, Eron got his chance, and 5 seconds later, after absorbing 50,000 volts, experiencing extreme pain, and shouting a string of obscenities that violated our own noise ordinances, it was abundantly clear you were not in the 1%. While those 50,000 volts proved you are human, like the rest of us, your integrity, professionalism, humility, kindness, compassion, and friendship are what truly make you one of a kind. You have always genuinely cared for everyone here, and I am incredibly proud to have been a part of your journey from day one. Congratulations on your retirement. Thank you for 25 years of dedicated service to Allen Park and 25 years of wonderful friendship. Best of luck on your next chapter.
Thank you, Bill.
I didn't want to cry, he's getting me choked up.
Is there anyone else?
Oh,
Bill's known Eron for 25 years, so I can't bring all those stories to light. But the transition that you've allowed has been good, and that's because Eron has stayed. There's no secret. He's left sick time on the table to train me these last couple weeks, couple months, and it's been a pleasure. So I appreciate him. I respect him. He is highly respected not just in this department, but in the city. You can see that, and we're going to miss him.
Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that. Thanks, sir.
And now, as usual,
Yep.
you have to stand up here while the electeds, because we no longer let people escape and miss all of our closing comments, so we
That's right.
get to do this twice. So tonight I will start with Mr. Barr.
Chief, just want to say thank you for your service to the city. I understand where you're headed. Enjoy,
Thank you.
and I'll see you down in Georgia, maybe?
Maybe. I think I'm going to settle more further south eventually, but no, at my brother's place, yes.
Chief, thanks for your 30 years of service in law enforcement and 25 of those years right here in Allen Park. Couldn't be more proud to have worked with you on city council and just as a resident with you as an officer and as leader in our department. Thank you to your family and friends for supporting you on a lengthy journey in law enforcement. Thanks for your leadership, your professionalism in a job field that's under constant scrutiny and attack daily. I personally thank you for your open and honest communication and just serving as an excellent example of what a police officer and a police chief should be. And I just wish you all the very best in retirement.
Thank you very much.
Hi.
Hey,
Well,
Nancy.
we've only known each other a couple years
Yep.
since I got on council, but I do have to thank you for all the conversations we've had. And even when I've called you on the weekend, you've
Yep.
always answered, and I really appreciate those conversations and one that we just had the other day.
Yep.
So I respect you, and I know that this isn't the end for you in police work.
No.
So, but congratulations and best of luck to you.
Thank you very much. And we've met at the Civic Center back when I used to do community policing, and I'd get the rooms from you.
That's
But-
right, okay.
Chief, I just want to echo what my colleagues have said, and thank you for your professionalism, your integrity, your leadership to the department, and especially to the city. 25 years is a long time, and then 5 years before that in Detroit. And I know you continue on and your duty, but I want to thank you 10 times for your service, and happy next chapter.
Thank you.
All the same things, Chief. I think that these 2 years of you being in chief and just a stable force, obviously beloved by your officers and able to hand off something, put us in a very good spot to Chief Dobberton. One memory that I have, I remember, I think you were pretty still new as chief, and we had one of our high school students got up and they asked a question about performing music in public. They filled out the thing, and he just wanted a place to play. And I remember you went out of your way in your own time and you researched rules on buskers.
Right.
And found out that there was a law that basically anybody can go and play music, and that's First Amendment. And you didn't have to do that.
Right.
But you saw a kid that was passionate, was asking questions to his government, and you took the time to make sure that kid got an answer. And I think that speaks not only to the type of officer that you've been over these past 30 years, but to the type of human being that you are. And we are truly, truly fortunate to have had you here in Allen Park for the past 25 years. So thank you so much, Chief.
Thank you.
First time I saw you, Chief, it was shortly before I got on council. And you and I spoke after a council meeting. And as I was walking away, some other residents approached you. And I went by the door and I turned around and I was just kind of watching, and you patiently spent time with each one of them. And that says a lot about your character. You've always, as long as I've known you in the short time, you've always been available. And you're patient, and you just take time to answer all the questions, and your 25 years in Allen Park and 5 years in Detroit, you know, it's great. You've seen, like some of your other officers, some pretty horrendous things, but you never became callous. And your wife, your family, thank you for sharing them with us. And thank you.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
Well, I've told the story before, but my mother and his grandma used to play bingo together since the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll never forget when my mom came home and said, "Oh, Bunny's so excited. Her son's coming from Detroit to Allen Park." And it was like, he's going to be totally fine from that bad city. And then he was shot at, you know, when he was on patrol. Yeah. So I always thought that was like, and you here today, I know she'd be proud.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's harder for me every time when I heard you refer to that young guy. And, and it's like, man, I've been here a long time too. So, but we're gonna miss you, and
Thank you.
fun watching you, and have fun in life. And thank you,
Yeah.
Mrs. Feltz. Thank you for giving them to us. So, Erin, have a good one.
Thank you, Mike.
And I'll just finish with saying, I hope you know how much we appreciated you and what you did with the department and how you brought things together, your leadership, how you approached issues, your understanding of individuals and personalities. I hope that when we had our moments together, you understood how I felt. We are going to miss you. Wish you the very, very best in whatever you choose to do. Enjoy it. Take some time to enjoy. And thank you to your family. I just hug you again sometime. Thank you very much, Erin.
You're so welcome. Thank you. And I was just going to say, I want to thank my wife as well, my wife and family. Any shift or job where you have to work 3 shifts, it's heck on the family. I've worked 12 on midnights. So it's the family who sacrifices. First and foremost, my family, my children. They were my rock. Then the friends I made, the city that employed me. I came here because I was told by a friend, hey, they test from bottom to top. I'm like, I came from Detroit. It's very political, like beyond political. So to put it nicely, it was nice to know that you were the person of your merit. If you drove hard, you could achieve it. No one stood in your way. There was no political influence. There was nothing. It was you and yourself. So that was the reason that got me here. And it was the best decision I ever made. I mean, I have lifelong friends now from here. It's been a pleasure working here. I've been able to accomplish every one of my goals. I'm blessed, and I appreciate all the kind words. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I think I just saw someone present him with a bag. Yes. Was that from? Made with Love Donuts. In case, I know that you were reached out to, and we were going to have you come up and do that, but you kind of snuck in behind us. In case you, in case you don't know, Eron will tell you that he can't eat certain, what is it, gluten. And so when the Made with Love Donuts opened up, he was in seventh heaven, and
He also made like funny TikToks with us, and he brought like squad cars and everything because potentially it's
Well, thank you for getting here this evening, and I'm sure he's very appreciative of what you just gave him, so thank you. We'll move on to organizational business now, and the first order of business is an appointment memo. I am recommending the following commission appointment for your approval. To the Historical Commission, Jordyn Nummer, to fill an unexpired term. Her term will expire on December 31st, 2027. May I have a motion, please? Motion by Ms. Nick. Second by Mr. Barr. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are appointing, and if Jordyn is here, if she would please come up to be sworn in.
It's my honor here. Jordyn, now you. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and that you will endeavor to secure and maintain an honest and efficient administration of the affairs of the city of Allen Park, free from partisan distinction or control, and that you will perform the duties of Historical Commissioner to the best of your ability, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
This is written signing people.
Thank you, Jordyn, very much appreciated. And Jordyn is a relative newcomer to the city of Allen Park, and it was just circumstances that standing around at the farmer's market, chatting with Mr. Perota and several others, and somebody brought her over and engaged her in conversation, and she started expressing how interested she was in history, and of course, immediately everybody just came, oh, well, let us talk to you. So, and fortunately for us, she was very amenable to being recruited. So, thank you very much, Jordyn. Now we will move on to the city administrator's operational report.
That sounded ominous first. Good evening. The Allen Park Public Library was one of 5 libraries recognized by the Great Start Readiness Program through the state of Michigan, and was given a 10 by 10 foot canopy with a sunshade with their logo and a literacy poem wall hanging. The building department is working with the following businesses that will be occupying the new Phase 3 development on the hill. This is, if anyone wants to know, just off of Target, a little bit below. It is gonna have a Shake Shack, a Jersey Mike's, a Kava, a Honey Grow, and an Elk Car Wash. More to come possibly later. The ice is in. Open skating and sticks and pucks will begin September 8th, the Tuesday after Labor Day. You can now register for karate and dance that will begin this fall at the community center. Road striping is taking place throughout the city, and joint sealing will begin sometime in September. The Allen Park Today magazine will be mailed out to the residents the 3rd week of September. Cheryl Bowner, administrative assistant in the water department, is also retiring from the city of Allen Park this Friday after working here for 18 years. Cheryl has been a great asset to the water department in handling and troubleshooting water-related calls and managing the water billing for the city. Please wish Cheryl well as she moves on to her next adventures. Also, I'd like to call up John Lobb to give us a little more information on our program.
Good evening. I received a letter today, from the state of Michigan that we are no longer considered underfunded for our retiree health care account with the state. I don't know what exactly those numbers look like. I wasn't given that information. All this information is based off of data that has been submitted to the state, but not to us yet. So, but at minimally, we're 5% over the minimum threshold. So we're at least 45% funded for that. So that just shows what that $500,000 will do in a short period of time. That goes in annually.
Just out of curiosity, so we're 45% funded for?
At least, yes.
At least for potential medical costs going, like for people that we were required for medical costs, is that correct?
Yeah, it's our healthcare saving, retiree healthcare savings account that we have to have through the state for retiree healthcare. This isn't the fund. This isn't with the funds that we pay employees with.
Right, but these are people that we are responsible for their health care, and that the state
That's the
requires-
reason for the account, but we've never paid anything out because we haven't had to.
No.
So-
We budget per year in our budget for those costs. So the money we've been putting in is really, at this point, like a savings account, but mandated by the state, I think in 2015?
Somewhere around there.
16 maybe. That's when it came about. This is not an old program. The state's seen a need for communities that were not setting money aside for the retiree health care that they were promising. So that's when this came about, and I want to say it's 2015. And the city has put in $500,000 in a year to get us to this point. Moving forward, we don't have any new employees that get retiree health care, so this fund will actually be higher every year we go forth without even, if we weren't to incur putting any more money in it.
And we've never had to.
We've never drawn from it at all.
Nope.
And we probably
And
won't
we have to
unless
report
there's a
on that.
catastrophe.
Yeah, we have to report to our actuaries how much we draw out, and it's never been anything.
So we're usually just paying that out of our general fund?
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for responsible spending and managing the money.
That's council's doing, so.
Well, you know, we follow your advice, your recommendations. It's commitment.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I will ask for a motion to accept and file the administrator's report.
Motion?
Motion by Mr. Wurzbacher, second by Valerius. Any other questions on the administrator's report? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion is carried. We now move on to the public comment section of tonight's meeting. You have 5 minutes to speak. All we ask is that you provide your name and the street on which you live. Please do not provide your full address. We also ask and advise that you are not allowed to make any defamatory attacks or invasion of another individual's personal life. And basically, we just ask that you keep your comments civil. Thank you.
Ray, you're cutting further, right?
Good evening, City Council, Mayor Ray McGusson Quant. I don't know if our citizens know this. I don't even know if you know this. Back on June the 28th this year, Councilman Angelo DiGiulio passed away. Yes. I heard a couple weeks ago, and I'm sorry I did not say anything because I forgot. But that's when I found out. I found out through his daughter because I was a very good friend with Angelo. He was one heck of a councilman. I know he had disagreements with individuals, but you know what? He was here for the citizens, and that's one thing the man stands for. And he was one heck of a barber. Okay, got it. So, yes. I'm sorry I had to bring that information to you, but you know what? We need to know. I didn't see nothing about it. He did not have no service. I talked to his daughter, and that's how Angelo was. He was a very quiet individual, but he was here for the citizens. And when he was a councilman, all his money went to scholarships in the high school. He never took actually he took the money and really used it. He put it back into our community. So I just wanted to bring that up to you. So at this point, I just like to go ahead and let's bow our heads and let's give him a minute of silence so we can remember the gentleman. Thank you. Also,
Yeah, could I
Yeah.
ask you, please do me a favor?
Yes.
To email some information to me about that. I was just thinking about him the other day, and some of us have tried to keep in touch, and
I myself just went on the webpage and looked up Angelo DiGiulio's obituary, and I just got it on my phone.
okay, so there's something there.
It's on the phone, yes it is. So, and if anyone knows, it's right here, and it says a little bit about him. Also at this point, I heard through a couple individuals, and I just heard it today, and when I was working, and I was forced to work 12-hour days, that was the worst time in my life. I was a skilled tradesman, and we were forced to work 12s, including weekends. I had no life. I don't even know if my wife knew me. It was not good for us. It wasn't good for my kids. It wasn't even good for my health. It actually took me down. I would really like you guys to look into something, looking forward, in negotiating with the police department and the fire. If you can do something with those crazy, crazy hours, if they have to work 12-hour days all the time, I can understand where they are. I can honestly say it. We, the citizens, need them. We need to know, but we also need to know how they are working. And when I found this out, I have to come up here. I just have to say it. So please look into what you can do. Maybe some of them won't like the 12 hours, but I don't know who wants to work 12 hours and have a family with children and kids. And if they have to change shifts and do that crazy shift change of stuff, I don't even know how you guys operate. So with that, I want to thank you very much for allowing me to come up here. I want to thank the Police Chief Feltz for a fantabulous job. He was a very individual that knew how to talk to people. He never looked down at you and talked to you. Oh, yeah, he did at me. No, I did not have that plan. But with that, let's smile, people. Have a great day. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you, Ray.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. My name is Laura Karate, and I just wanted to, I resigned from the Historical Commission this week, or last week, and when you appointed Jordyn, and I just wanted to welcome Jordyn, and I think you guys all made a wise decision to approve her appointment tonight. She's, as you had, described her earlier, an asset to the museum. And thank you for the opportunity that you gave me for the term and the time that I filled, so that I appreciate that. And I think Len has done an amazing job as our chair and worked really hard to get things accomplished. And I'm grateful for the time I had there. And there's another thing I wanted to ask about, and I don't know how, I don't like to ask questions because I'm always afraid it might be confrontational, but it's something that was an agenda item, and I'm very much of a person where something doesn't make sense, or when we're not doing the obvious to help something, there's a reason. And so I'm genuinely trying to understand what the reason is. And it's possible that later down in the agenda, you'll address it when you talk about the resolution that is tonight about the PAYS program. I did some looking into it because it does seem like one of those things where, like, well, why wouldn't they just enroll in a program that helps people, kind of thing, if you have the, and in some of the research that I found, and as Mr. McLeod stated, it is hard to find anything other than not factually based, where the people of Detroit say, we've saved X amount of houses, and there's nothing concrete. And concrete is important when you're talking about city government. But what I found is that there are 43 municipalities in Wayne County, and 26 opted out, and 17 had opted in. And the 17 that opted in were between 20 and 13% families living below the poverty rate. And whereas Allen Park, according to the statistics I found, was 6.5%. So I feel like that is significantly less risk for a city to adopt a program. And then I went onto the Wayne County Treasurer's page, and I found that there's 4 listed parcels, but 2 of them are, I don't know if it's city-owned but they're vacant properties on Keppen. And then there's 1 physical address and it looks like one of the parts of the address is like they have 2 lots kind of thing. And so it's really only 1 house. And then I looked at the income limits as to what the income limit was for it to be, I know you probably know, but just for others. For the average and I say average family because in order to qualify, your income level is arguably below the poverty level. I'm sorry, it's not coming up on my phone right now, but it just seems like it's a minimum risk for the city to take. And I understand that you lose the fees and delinquent penalties, but I don't know that that necessarily even goes to the city. Is it the county that loses those things, or is it the city that loses that? And how much of a loss it can be kind of things. And at the end of the day, I feel like the city should be always trying to help people prevent tax foreclosures. These are not, I default, and this is a different kind of foreclosure, and I do understand the difference. But for people to lose their houses because they can't afford taxes, when we do live in a city that undeniably has high taxes, and are we doing anything else to help people? Are there other programs that people just might not be aware of that are able to help them? And what are the risks? So I'm hoping, I know it's not a question and answer with council, but I'm hoping that maybe tonight, when you do talk about that between Tim and that it could be just made a little clear why we're not. And please understand, I'm only asking so that I know better, because like I said, and you had said, it's very difficult to find any kind of information. So that's it. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Kendra Essler, Balfour. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I want to make something very clear before I begin. I serve on 2 commissions here in Allen Park, and I'm not speaking tonight on behalf of either of my commissions. I'm here as a resident and a taxpayer. I want to talk specifically about the spending surrounding the Paint the Park program. I understand that weather affected the event, and I'm not blaming anyone for the weather. But I do think residents are entitled to ask what we received for the money and what was invested. The program was presented as a way to increase downtown foot traffic and provide exposure for local businesses. So I think it's reasonable to ask, what were the results? How many people attended? And what was the measurable impact on our downtown businesses? What was delivered compared to with what was originally presented? I reviewed a payment schedule showing $165,000 upon execution, $35,000 for the Paint the Park Art Fair, $35,000 for the Nighttime Light Festival, and $40,000 for the Winter Light Festival. So a total of $275,000 in that payment schedule. I've also seen DDA documents referencing different figures, which is why I believe the public deserves a clear explanation of the total financial commitment and what those payments cover. I understand that some of these questions may ultimately be addressed at the DDA or by the DDA, and I'll also be attending that meeting. But I am raising them here because this is a significant public expenditure, and I believe residents should be able to ask their elected officials for transparency and accountability regarding how these funds are being committed and what results are being achieved. And this isn't about being against events. I want Allen Park to have great events. I want people coming downtown and spending money at our businesses and being excited about our community. But when hundreds of thousands of dollars are being committed, I believe residents should be able to ask whether the investment is producing the results we were told it would. And if the investment was successful, show us the numbers. If there are additional costs or commitments, explain them. And if the program is intended to continue, I think the city should have a clear way of measuring whether it's actually achieving its goals. And I'm not standing here because I want Allen Park to fail. I'm standing here because I care about Allen Park. And I believe caring about our community also means asking hard questions about how public money is being spent. Thank you.
Tom Steinman, Belmont. Good evening, Mayor McLeod, council members and residents. I'm speaking tonight because the problems at the DDA are bigger than one person. I do not want one individual to become a convenient scapegoat while the leadership that hired him, protected him, and failed to act remains in place. Public records show a pattern that was already known before he was hired here. In 2009, while a finalist for Grand Rapids City Manager, Ben Hughes was flagged because he had recently resigned from Racine amid misconduct allegations, including sexual harassment. The Grand Rapids mayor publicly stated the search firm should have flagged it. He later left St. Clair Shores as the city manager under difficult circumstances after closed session personal evaluations. This history was publicly available after a settlement with Lauren Riviera Bilac in Allen Park. The pattern was to blame her while he continued working. The same pattern was repeated with my wife. On October 2nd, 2025, local business owner McLeod Ashaka sent a formal written complaint to council members and DDA member leadership. I'm reading the key portion so the record is clear. Furthermore, and I quote, "Furthermore, it is well documented that Mr. Hughes has been involved in multiple sexual harassment cases in both this city and previous role elsewhere, resulting in substantial cost to taxpayers and reputational harm to our community. It is concerning that despite this history, he continues to be employed and recently received a raise and a contract renewal. It is our view that his repeated lack of professionalism and past misconduct make him unfit to represent the interest of the community in any official capacity." October 2nd, 2025. That email went to multiple people, including Councilmember Ed Wurzbacher and Chairman Fred Frank. My wife has a copy. Councilman Wurzbacher later discussed this with her. He has now publicly denied to me that any such email or conversation existed. The written record shows evidence. Or otherwise. Leadership was not in the dark, yet while serious concerns were already known, major contracts and financial arrangements continued. Raises and renewals occurred, and my wife, who had raised concerns and was postpartum, received a severance offer of $3,000 and pressure for non-disclosure agreements. Where was the same energy to protect her? When we reached out to Vice Chairman Jeff Holden, under serious concern about retaliation, he told us the board focuses on outcome and does not concern itself with how things are done as long as it looks good publicly. That philosophy explains the strong performance review given despite everything that was already known and the continued absence of basic worker protections. This is not normal limited downtown authority. It has a citywide reach and significant power and money. We asked repeatedly for meetings to be recorded. Mayor McLeod, I ask you again tonight to state on record why you oppose recording the DDA and Planning Commission meetings. If personnel changes occur this week, one person must not absorb all responsibility, while the same leadership structure that received the warnings, limited information, and failed to put safeguards in place simply continues. We request that City Council support an independent third-party review of what the Executive Board knew, when they knew it, and why no meaningful protections were ever created. Record the meetings, explain why Kim was terminated, support an independent review of the oversight failures. Residents deserve accountability that goes beyond a single scapegoat.
Good evening. Shyla Henry, Lincoln Park resident, in case anyone didn't know.
Before I get into the FOIA issues I came here for again tonight, I want to address how residents recently criticized what some felt was a poorly executed $500,000 event. Mr. Valerius publicly characterized that criticism as hate and vitriol, called residents keyboard warriors, and portrayed them as attacking and bullying the people who organized the event. So let me remind you, you are public servants. You represent all of the residents, even the ones you disagree or don't like. So act like it. Speaking negatively on residents across public platforms is unprofessional and uncalled for. And Mayor, per the city's own ordinance, the DDA is under the supervision and control of a board that includes you as a member. So when I'm asking for oversight, transparency, and accountability regarding the DDA and other city departments, this is exactly where I should be coming. So I'd appreciate if you stop passing my complaints off to everyone else and just address them. 2 weeks ago, I stood here and I raised specific concerns about $480 typos, contradictory information, delayed responses, and the overall lack of consistency and transparency in how FOIA requests are being handled throughout this city. And as I stand here again today, the problem has continued. Just last week, I documented the biggest discrepancy yet in an estimate of over $1,600 from DDA Director Ben Hughes. I asked for the itemized breakdown required under FOIA and received no response. So I submitted those same 3 record requests separately. I was then quoted $11.52 for one, $69.14 for another, and $0 for the third because that record doesn't exist. So somehow, those same 3 records went from over $1,660 down to $80 and some change, a $1,580.99 difference to be exact. How does this happen? I also went back through other FOIA estimates I received and found multiple basic calculation errors. Both records clerks, Gail McFarland and Sydney Eulenberg, calculated 8 hours of labor at $18.19 an hour as $146.32, when the correct amount is actually $145.52. Now, 80 cents might sound insignificant, but it again raises the issue of accuracy. If this same error is being repeated across multiple FOIA estimates, those discrepancies can add up. At this point, I've documented discrepancies ranging from 80 cents to $480 to now over $1,580. So at what point does someone start looking at the pattern here? Additionally, I want to mention that as the city's designated FOIA coordinator, Mr. Mizzi should understand the requirements of FOIA. I recently received a generic response after 12 business days, well beyond the 5-day response period. I also want to address something the mayor posted last week. She told residents that her Facebook page isn't regularly monitored for complaints, but apparently the email isn't either. But that seems to be a pattern around here, and I guess it starts at the top. I've sent multiple emails regarding these concerns, some dating back to November, and multiple have gone unanswered. I've even emailed all of you without response. So I'm again asking council to review and determine whether the city's FOIA procedures, training, and oversight need to be improved. And might I suggest the city either invest in basic math and computer literacy training or invest in more qualified staff who already have those skills. And let me be clear, I'm not asking any of you to do me a favor. I'm asking you to do your job. You know, the one you were elected and sworn to do. That's all. Thank you.
Hello. Evening, members of the council, mayor. My name is Alex Passman. I live on Allen Road, and I've been a resident of this community for about 10 years now. Just celebrated my 10-year anniversary with my wife and kids in July of this year. I'm here today because this is something I don't normally do. I've never gone to one of these meetings before, but I felt compelled to after my encounter with one of your council members yesterday through social media. Councilmember Valerius, I'm not sure where your mindset was yesterday morning when you decided to lash out at the community for legitimate questions that they had. That may not have been to your intention, and I would have rather seen that response through the words that you decided to put out there, but instead, you mirrored very much what you accused this community of doing, which was expressing hate and vitriol towards its community members. I have a copy here of Mr. Valerius' post that day. I'd like to read that to you. Posts like these show why businesses and people are apprehensive to engage in activities in Allen Park. All the obvious hate and vitriol is so counterproductive. A first-time event of its kind, and unfortunately the weather, which last I checked, is not controlled by Allen Park, negatively affected things. So let's go after and attack those who tried to put together something to promote the city and provide something for the residents. Again, it's of little wonder why anyone would want to attempt something like this when they get attacked and bullied by keyboard warriors on social media. Truly sad. That last part got me. I woke up that morning getting my wife and helping my wife get my kids ready for school and for us to get ready for our work day. Typical millennial parent getting up in the morning, getting ready, having his coffee, sitting out at the table, and looking on social media. I want to make it clear to the council, I'm not here to pick a fight with anybody, and especially with the member that I'm mentioning now. I am not here to attack or antagonize, but I am here for accountability, because that matters to me. My response, and only to be fair, I responded to Mr. Valerius. I said, or you could stop being a gatekeeper and listen to the people, especially since you're a member of city council. If a public who was unaware of this event to begin with has questions about said event, how is that considered hate and vitriol? Sounds like you're just in your feelings a little too much. I'll admit, I was in my feelings a little bit there too. I would expect someone in your position to be a little more professional in how you respond to the residents of the city. Truly, truly sad that this has to be explained to you. Signed, Keyboard Warrior. Now, I don't want to go off of my only impression of you yesterday, Mr. Valerius. So I decided to look up some information about you. I noticed an article that you had put out back in 2019 when you ran for the seat that you are now in. And I want to remind you of the words that you said that day. As an educator for 16 years, I truly believe in the learning process as well as the importance of communication, not just in the classroom, but in the area of public service too. I do not have any personal agenda other than to speak for the people of this city. As someone who has taught the value of open and effective communication, I understand the importance of listening, as well as talking if elected to serve the citizens of Allen Park as a council person. I will listen to the residents of this city and represent them to the utmost of my ability. Now, I see a tale of two Matts here. And I would hope that in the next time you have an interaction with members of this community, that you would remind yourself of these very words, and not the words you decided to use yesterday. Thank you for your time.
No one else is coming up. We will close the public comments portion of tonight's meeting and go on to the consent agenda, which tonight consists of claims and accounts in the payroll report. Motion, please. Motion by Ms. Nick.
Second.
Second by Mr. Barr. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution. Resolution 1 is to approve the City of Allen Park to opt out of the Wayne County Pay-As-You-Stay, known as the PAYS program, based on recommendations and information from Finance Director Lobb and Treasurer Estheimer. Motion, please. Motion by Mr. Wurtzbacher.
Second.
Second by Ms. Nick. Mr. Lobb.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We spoke a little in depth about this earlier, but this is a program administered by the county that allows homeowners to make available certain benefits to pay their taxes in the event that they become delinquent. And I feel that this program, yes, it can be a benefit to people who have that. However, I don't think there's enough information today to let us know that this program is a benefit for the community and the people in it. We opted out the last time this program was in place. This one is an automatic opt-in to where we have to opt out. But I don't think that the city should be in a permanently mindset that this is, we're going to continue to opt out. I think there could be benefits once more data is made available to us. Since most of the communities that opted into the program in the previous years were, they had a higher poverty rate than the city of Allen Park. So I think that's what the program was designed for. Yes, it could benefit members here. However, I don't think there's enough data to support opting in to it.
But as we spoke about in the work session, there are poverty exemptions and there are programs in place currently. And Wayne County offers a variety of payment programs to individuals who are facing issues. And in fact, we had an individual who was given information by our deputy treasurer recently about the availability of making payment plans to the city, and she worked with this individual. So this is not saying that opting out is going to remove people from existing programs.
Correct.
We have individuals who are already getting poverty exemptions where they have greatly reduced property taxes. From my understanding of what we communicated earlier was this is more of a payment plan that benefits the county and penalizes the city as far as collecting any taxes.
Right, and it's really coming down, the data that we would really need to see is how it impacts communities that, go from a low poverty exemption rate to a high poverty exemption rate, and how this program would impact, how that program impact that community. Did they see a significant decrease in their revenue because of it? Or was it cost neutral, basically? If it's a cost neutral program, as exemptions go up, then it'd be a program, I think, that, would be a benefit. But that's just an unknown at this point.
And wasn't there some mention that there could be an actual cost to the city in addition?
Yep.
Because the payment setup is somewhat reversed, wherein the county used to give us funding, but now they want to get their funding.
Right, so instead of collecting, they want to collect their part, but then charge the city potentially for the any remaining taxes that were forgiven. And that's the part that could really be detrimental financially to the city. But again, we don't know that until or unless a recession hits, and that recession hits Allen Park in a big way. So, but I don't know what that break-even number is either. I don't know what that looks like.
So opting out,
I think
we still would have the opportunity to opt in at a future date.
I don't think the county will tell us no.
But opting in.
Opting in is, they're not, I don't believe they'll let us out of it.
And the way it's set up is that you're in unless you tell us you're out.
Correct. So my thought is, give us an opportunity, kind of like a moratorium, an opportunity to get more data and something more factual to show how this will benefit or not.
Is this something that will come in front of us every year because it came in front of us before?
I don't think so.
No?
Because now the program is, there's no sunset on it.
Okay.
So because there was a sunset, they have to restart the program and get that. So it doesn't sound like there's going to be another restart, a full restart of the program, but I don't see them turning away communities if it's like, we want to have this program too. We think there's a benefit now.
Through the chair, so just to understand this, so there's still opportunities if you qualify for a certain income threshold, you have reduced taxes through the county, and there's still payment plans that are available. I was just looking at the Treasurer Estimer's part of the site, that there's links to that on his site. You can do payment plans. But what opting into this would do is it's shifting the financial burden from the county to the city.
Correct.
More or less.
Yeah, we wouldn't be getting any delinquent taxes back from the county like we do now.
So right now, if we have delinquent taxes and we're working with those people, then the county reimburses us. And if this goes into place, then we are not getting reimbursed from that. And then that's
correct. And the county could just say, we're not, you pay this amount, anything else, we're gonna go after the city for. Anything above that. So yes, there could be significant costs to the program, and that's the unknown part of what does that even look like? Are we talking pennies, are we talking hundreds of thousands, or tens of thousands, or what?
And again, just to be clear, you were only given 21 days.
21 days to make the decision. We still have 7 days, but
We won't have a council meeting.
we won't have a council meeting, and should be a council decision to make, I think, so.
Go
We're not given a lot of time. Essentially, we've had 2 weeks so far. We have another week to do something, but we don't have that time.
So if you get more data, okay,
Mhm.
and you feel that maybe this is a good program for the city, do you think you would come back, let us know, and that we'd be able to
Absolutely.
opt in?
Yeah, I think if there's a program that can help the residents, I'm all about it. It's just we don't know. You know, this helps the residents, but has a cost factor for us that needs to be considered. But I can work on getting that data. I could ask the county if they have any more data than what's publicly available out there. I'll see who I can contact for that, or Treasurer Estimer might have a better contact there too to get more information. Or in the next week, we'll probably know how many opt in and opt out, and we'd be able to look at that data. So that'll be telling, I think. Because I don't want to be the only community opting out either. So that's not typically a good look.
Any other questions?
Comment through the chair?
Sure.
With my little bit of research, I agree with there's not enough data, because I have not been able to find a lot. And with what Mayor Pro Tem Nick just said, I agree with her. You know, it's an unknown. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is approved. Thank you. Now we come to elected officials' comments. I've got to put the right paper up here, I'll lose track. And tonight we'll start with Mr. Mizzy.
Thank you all for coming out. God bless you and good night.
And nothing new on elections, right? And Mr. Wurzbacher.
Thank you to everybody that came up and voiced your concerns and your comments and seeking more information. I hope that, Ms. Karati, I hope that when John Lobb came up, that helped answer some of your questions and concerns about. If anybody's driven around town, the past weekend. Thank you. With all the new murals and everything, I was surprised that they were actually able to complete in between the rain. But we went out last night and we were looking at some, and it's just incredible. The eyes on the owl and on the leopard, they look real. We also participated in the slow roll ride through Allen Park on Sunday morning it was moved to. And there was well over 200 people. But one of the great things about it was the lion's share of all the participants were from other communities, not Allen Park. So it was a good look for our community that they got to see our businesses on both sides of town, north and south. And, plus the murals and everything. Then, of course, the bike ride ended at the Art in the Park, and everybody, nobody left. Everybody stayed and walked around. And then I heard many comments about the event itself that it was about art. A lot of the Art in the Park and other street fairs, different communities, they appear to have gotten away from the actual art on how they all started. And now you walk through, a lot of these different communities, and, you know, there's multiple places where you can buy windows or gutters or, you know, everything but. And it was great. It was too bad about the weather. I wanted to go out Sunday night and see some of the murals come to life, but right when I was thinking about leaving the house, it started pouring rain, you know, which we've needed, but, you know, what can you do there? Chief Feltz, in my guesstimation, Allen Park was very, very fortunate to have him for 25 years. And, you know, he's just that kind of individual that leaves a positive impact on everyone, regardless of the situation. Always upbeat, had a sense of humor, you know, still has, not had, as in past tense. But, you know, good luck to him. Good luck to Jason Dobberton becoming our new chief. I'm sure he's going to pick up the torch and he'll carry it across the finish line in the same fashion as Chief Feltz. Cheryl Bogner at the Water Department, 18 years, retiring this Friday. Thank you for your service to Allen Park, your commitment. Charlotte Kelly, one of the winner that was able to be here tonight of the baby contest. I think that was pretty cool what the Kiwanis did. Congratulations to the other family that couldn't attend. Jordyn, welcome to the world of being on a commission in Allen Park. It's the place to be. You're with Len Parada. You couldn't ask for a better leader. He's shown a great impact on the historical house and the community itself. So that's a good organization over there. It really is. And with that, I yield.
Thank you. Ms. Nick?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say I was able to see the murals the other night, and I got to talk to some of the people, Tucinis over there by the lab. That was so interesting, but I got the backstory on it, that the father was a gardener, and when you look at it, and he always gave flowers, and when you look at it, he'd give those little like crystal gems, and he would put them in the garden, and then the kids would go and find them. So when he was telling me, Chris Tucini was telling me the story, I saw a whole different view of that mural. And so now every time I go by it, I think of his dad in the garden and putting the crystals in for the kids to find. So I thought that was amazing. Also over by Big Ben's, I know it's abstract, but when you look at it, I had talked to the artist, and you'll see he likes the birds, and he puts birds in all of his pictures, all of his murals. So when you look at it, those brown, you know, like black circles are actually bird's eyes. And so they had, that night, they actually had them moving, and so it looked like the birds' beaks were going up and down when you looked at it. And then when I went over to the lions, that was really cool. They had flames coming off of the football player, off his back, so he's running and he's got flames coming off, and the lion's mane had flames. So it was really enjoyable. I'm glad the rain stopped. They actually stayed until 11 o'clock so that more people could come and see them. So that was really interesting. So I hope whoever went out this weekend, you know, enjoyed the murals. And Jordyn, I'm so glad you're on. I got to meet you and talk to you a little bit. So I know you're going to have a lot of fun, and Len is going to put you to work. So be ready. And then today I was kind of saddened. One of our country icons I heard today, Dolly Parton, passed away. So, yeah. I know. I work at Henry Ford College, and I was at my desk, and I heard a student yell, "Oh, no, not Dolly." And I came run out because I didn't know what they were talking about. And then everybody was talking about how she was 80 years old, and she had passed today. So that's so sad to see her go. But then also, too, I will be off. I ripped a tendon in my wrist really bad, and I know the story is not great. I picked up a hair dryer to blow dry my hair, and it ripped it and shredded it, so I'm having surgery this Thursday. So, Mike, I will probably be out for the next, my doctor said 12 weeks. I told him 2. I'm going to be only out 2 because I am a workaholic, and I do not like being at home. So Yeah, I won't be here for the workshop, just to let you guys know. But next time you see me, I'm gonna be in a full cast. So, and I'm right-handed, so I don't know how that's gonna go, but everybody take care and have a good night.
Thank you, and good luck on that surgery.
Oh, thank you.
Stop hurting yourself. Mr. Valerius.
I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out, and everyone coming up for speaking during public comments. Again, I guess if my social media post offended anyone, I apologize for that. I'm often told, I'm one of the, if not the only city council member that engages in social media activity. I thought it might be a good tool to try to engage and communicate with citizens. I guess I just need to take the advice of my fellow council members and not do that at all. So, regardless of the posts. So, again, I follow social media mainly to keep apprised of the citizens that I've represented since 2019. Again, in retrospect, if that post that was read by the individual offended, I apologize. I saw a post throughout the day that I viewed as attacks on certain people. And obviously, the group administrators on social media saw it the same way because they deleted them for grounds of harassment and bullying as well. So that's why all those posts were deleted and taken down because the group administrators, where these individuals posted, their posts were deemed to be harassing and bullying. Kind of ironic. So that's why they were removed. So unfortunately, social media is a tool used primarily for negativity and attacks on others. I'd rather people come up here during public comments and speak their mind publicly. I'd prefer it that way. So again, if I offended anyone, I do apologize. But then again, I stand by what I posted in regards to the way I viewed those posts, and obviously the way a lot of other individuals viewed those posts, including the social media group admins who deleted them because they were exactly what I called them out to be, harassment and bullying. So with that, thank you for your time, and I yield.
Thank you. Mr. Barr.
Well, everything that I have to concur with everything that's been said so far. To Cheryl and Chief Feltz, congratulations. Thank you for your years of service. Since the last meeting, I know it's going back a couple of weeks, but I had the opportunity to represent the city of Allen Park at the Heritage Park. Is that what that's what it's called in Taylor, when the Wall That Heals Memorial was there. There was a speaker called by the name of Sergeant Major Terry Richardson. Believe me, there was not a dry eye when he spoke, when he was in the service back during Vietnam era. It hits you in the heart. I am also going to say something about the Roar and Score and the Paint the Park. I hope everybody had fun with the events. Dolly Parton, she was a she was a musical icon. That's all I'm going to say about that. I understand, Mr. McGusson, you have or had a birthday recently. I'm not going to say how old. You're 26. Happy birthday. And I yield.
Thank you. Just as long as you're not asking anybody to sing happy birthday. No. We're good. Thank you. Mr. Schlack.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank everyone who came up tonight, sharing. I know that's not always easy, but I always take notes, and I know my colleagues up here do, so keep sharing, keep coming. thank you once final more time to Chief Feltz and also to Sheriff Bogner on their retirement. I know the next chapter should be exciting. And I want to say something I've always said, and I will say again, thank you to all the commissioners that have served, and the ones, Jordyn, who decided to join the ranks today. It's a special thing. It's tireless, but you're much needed, and so thank you for jumping up and joining that effort. And finally, good luck to all the students who have started and those that will be starting for this new coming school year. It's exciting. So with that, be careful and watch out for safety, because with more kids on the corner, slow those vehicles down. I know we've echoed that a lot here on the dais, but I'm going to echo it again. And with that, good night.
Thank you, Gary.
See you in 2 weeks.
Mr. Lloyd.
So I just have to say real quick, I just found out that Dolly Parton died, and she, National Treasure donated huge amounts of her wealth so that kids could have books to read. And just not a huge country music fan, but I love Dolly Parton, so that's that reaction. On that same note, I want to thank Mr. McGusson for bringing it to our attention that Councilman DiGiulio passed away. He's someone that from time to time when he served, I disagreed with him, but anybody that takes the time to serve their community in this way, either as an elected official, as a commissioner, has my utmost respect. And I did not know, and I'm so thankful that that Ray shared it, that he donated his meager salary to scholarships. So just I know many people that was their social interaction, was going up to Angelo's barbershop and talking and getting the local news and things like that. So he will be greatly missed. So thank you so much. I want to say very briefly, I think that they're, and I'm limited as to what I can say in this particular setting, but Tom has brought up, Mr. Simon has brought up, and many issues that have been going on, and I've spoken to it every time that he's come up. Some things that I want to make sure that people know is that this is not necessarily, we have a system in place right now so that anybody, including the DDA, can make reports that they can have issues taken care of when they have those issues. That is something that it is in place, and we will make sure that continues to be so. I have spoken. We've spoken about videotaping commission meetings. It's something that we're still talking about. One of the reasons why we don't, as our commissioners that are sitting in the audience know, our commissioners are 100% volunteer, and as we have many people that are sitting in the audience right now as commissioners are serving on multiple commissions, we already have a thin pool of people that want to get involved in that. And as we see some people being put into the public light would discourage that. One thing that we're possibly giving the option to our commissions that are in here to choose at the beginning of the year to elect if they want to be recorded. I appreciate Tom, Kim, is coming up and continue to raise these issues, and we'll continue to work on them and stay true to the accountability that you're requesting. I just want to say real quickly, I'm not on social media, and that's a mental health decision that I've made for myself. I'm being so serious because it can be incredibly overwhelming. And the one thing that I have found time and time again is that when people are not seeing the human being that they're talking to face, it is so easy. As Alex, I'm so sorry I didn't get your last name, but I'm sorry, what was that? Passman, as Mr. Passman pointed out, it's so easy to let those negative emotions come through as you're typing, and it just feeds into itself. Not being on social media, my encounter with the Pay to Park is me and my my 4-year-old, he'll be 4 soon, son was in the back of the car as we were going to the babysitter, and we were going to the one, it's the Allen Park Alley Boutique, something along those lines. It has the one with the train, with the woman with the stylish shirt on the side of it, and he's picked up my vernacular. He said, "Dad, that's dope." And I was like, "Yes, son, that is dope. That is a really cool painting." All right, we walked up there while the artist was doing it, and we saw the process of it. And just today, coming back from my mom's house, I think it was the plumber Putzik that has the eagle handing the plumber the wrench, and we were talking about it. The owl. I personally, not knowing that there's been something going on Facebook, me and my son have just been having a blast going through the city and just seeing it. And as Mayor Pro Tem Nick pointed out, the cool thing is that there's all these little Easter eggs within them. So I read in our magazine that Big Ben's Comics, it's also a reference to an Oasis album, and that they're very, very big Oasis fans. So the artists kind of took what they wanted, what was important to them, and then incorporated their own style into it. And that's a similar thing that we saw with the Tuccinis. Bill Tuccini, an amazing man, by the way, very impressive human being. And so I know that when you look at the sticker shock, $275,000, as was pointed out, seems like a lot of money. But I think when Councilwoman Pam Syke, who I was elected with first off in 2019, one thing that she said time and time again, she spoke from this dais about investing in public art and the importance of not just living in a city is, obviously you want clean streets, you want police, you want fire, you want garbage picked up. But there's more to it than that. It's about enriching the lives of the individuals that live there. And, this weekend, did we make back $275,000? And probably not. But, in the grand scheme of things, it's something to be valued that, me and my 4-year-old son got to go and see a piece of artwork made. And that was cool. And that was awesome. And other people are going to be able to do that. And people are going to go. Councilman Wurzbacher talked about Grand Rapids and how just the murals that came through that city revitalized that and caused people to go through, and it made it a destination. So now when you get a cup of coffee at the City Coffee House, you might take it and walk around, and you might happen to randomly go into a shop because of it. So there is unseen benefits to that. And I so sorry. I have a tendency to ramble. It's a symptom of being a teacher. I have a captive audience 90% of the time. I just want to say real quickly, I think, and if I were written down, Alex, once again, Passament. So sorry. I apologize. I just want to say I think that if you would have met Mr. Valerius under different circumstances, I know that I'm sure that you would see the just genuine and amazing person that he is. And I'm so sorry that was your first interaction, was a negative one. Matt is, he's a special ed teacher that's beloved by his students. He volunteers as an archery coach, which is something that's downriver that gives a lot of kids that want to be involved in sports that maybe don't have they can't maybe be on the basketball team, but they want to get involved in those kind of things and do that. He's a veteran. He served his country. I'm pretty sure, I'm looking it up here, it was, I think, for a number of years, he took place every year in September in a hiking fundraiser that went to Make-A-Wish. Is that it? Every year. And he's not putting that on a city website when he's getting elected. He's not asking for any accolades for that. It's just the genuinely good person that he is. That's not either of your detriment. It's just one of these things that I think that as a community and as a country, I think that we would all benefit from, stepping behind the keyboards and seeing the people on the other side. I have no doubt that both of you are here because you want this to be a good place for your families to grow up and to be raised. And so I'm just so appreciative to Councilman Valerius for serving up here with him. I am the person that told him, not because it is just so hard to do those things. So I'm appreciative of everybody I serve with. I like everybody a lot. I like this city. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Have a good night.
Thank you, Dan. A couple of things here. We'll start out with the housekeeping. We do have a study session on Tuesday, September 1 at 6 p.m. Here in council chambers. Thinking about Cheryl Bauner, I know that I will probably see her every time we have a shred styrofoam day. She manages to make it, and I know it's may seem a ways off, but that's going to be Saturday, October the 10th. So start saving that styrofoam and bring it to us. We've been getting more and more participation every time, and it's a pleasure to know that's not going into the landfills. I think there's not too much more to say about Chief Feltz. Everyone brings something different to the table. He brought what was absolutely needed at the time that he was appointed. And the transfer is going to be seamless, and we're going to have a continuation of what he began. And that's very, very good for us and for our police force. It was very interesting because I got wind of some of the postings, and I'm going to limit what I say. Some of the postings I saw on Facebook before they were gone, or things that were brought to my attention, gave me pause. Because from my viewpoint, some individuals who supposedly care about the community and say they support the community seem to just do the opposite on occasion. And some people want to just spread negativity. And I'm not sure we were all looking at the same thing when we were looking at Paint the Park. I know what the expenses were, and just for clarification, this is DDA funding, and DDA is a separate entity from the city, and the council does not dictate what they spend. They have a budget, they get separate tax funding. It's not our money. It's taxpayer money, but it's not under our jurisdiction, just so everybody is clear on that. If one goes through the agreement, the bulk of the expenses are going to be for the artists and the murals that they paint. We have artists coming from all over the world. The gentleman who was painting the jaguar opposite the lions is from South Africa. We have had people from Belgium and all over Europe. The funding, the contract amount, pays for their transportation, for their food, for their board, for their materials, for all the equipment that has to be rented. So it's far beyond the weekend of art in the park, the art fair, which was severely impacted by the weather. On the other hand, I saw some photos which were like anything else in media. They weren't photoshopped. But, you know, if I go to an event and it's at the very beginning and people are just setting up, I'm not going to see a lot of people. But if I come later in the day when things are in full swing, I get a better feel for what's going on. And I can tell you that having worked over 4 hours in the information tent, in the free tent, there was an endless stream of people, adults with children, adults without children, and the comments were overwhelmingly positive. They were thrilled. As Ed pointed out, most of them that were in the slow roll were from outside of the community, had wonderful things to say, so impressed with the murals, so impressed with what was being presented to them and their families and their children, free art kits, tote bags, buttons, face painting. There was activity going on in the other adjoining areas. Had a woman come in and say, I had a ring made by one of the artists. And so there was a lot going on, and people were wandering all over Allen Park. We've gotten a lot of publicity on the local news stations, again, about the murals, and these are things that are going to be here year after year after year. There's going to be 8 more murals next year. I'm sure that there's a learning curve, things that were learned. Any event doesn't go off without a hitch. I mean, even weddings. So I'm sure that Ms. Nick can attest to that because she witnesses many of them at Greenfield Village. But you learn from the things that don't go as planned, and you sometimes do things differently. But I can tell you from what I've seen and what I know, and the publicity that we've gotten and the comments that were made, again, particularly from people outside of the organization, this has been money well spent. And it's not coming from the city budget, it's the DDA budget. With regard to other issues that have brought up, issues are referred to the departments that are to handle them, and we let our employees do their jobs, and we let them handle. We do not micromanage, and we trust the individuals who have the experience and the know-how. With regard to other issues, those continue to be addressed. People are not burying their heads in the sand, but there are things that are occurring that we are not at liberty to discuss at this point. I empathize with a lot of comments and things that have been going on because I personally have had to live through some of them myself. But things are not being ignored, they are being addressed. And again, there are individuals who will never get the answers that they want, no matter how many times they ask, and that's unfortunate. All I hope is that we never become one of those individuals and can accept when we've been given an answer which we may not like. With that, through the chair.
Yeah, through the chair. I just wanted to, Ray, thanks for, I just want to mention Angelo. I had the pleasure of working with Angelo, and I got to know him quite well. He lived in Allen Park all his life. He did not have his father raised him. He did not have an easy life. But he was how do you describe a man and their life? It's hard to put in words. But I was blessed to have known him. Gail worked, and he was always looking for the truth, and he would look for the truth sometimes even as to his own detriment. I mean, he would, he wasn't afraid. He wanted to see what was going on. And it's just sad to think that he passed away and he didn't want anything done. But, what a lot of us don't realize is when you're elected official, you put up, there's some good things, but you kind of get chewed up and spit out. And a lot of times people, when you're in public service, you just want to be done. And I don't know if that's why he wanted things private. I feel bad that that's the case, but I just want to take a minute and, just honor the man because he was one of a kind and he lived here. And he was a good barber. He cut my hair, but I didn't have much hair anyway. That didn't really say too much. So thank you for letting me just say a few words. And to his family, if they, if you're out there, you see this, I'd like to speak on behalf of the city. Thank you for all Angelo did. And, I love the man. And that's it. Thanks.
Thank you. And I'm glad you brought that up because I knew I was going to forget something. I have been provided with the obituary, and I will share that with council. And it's really odd because every time I drove down Rosedale and I would pass the street, I thought, how's he doing? And I know that Joe kept in contact with him, and I would ask, have you talked to him lately? Because, I did get to know him on council. He was a very unique individual, but I liked the man. There was a goodness to him. And I knew that he had been having some health issues. And I will tell you what I'm disappointed about. I wanted to be able to, when he did pass, honor him by having the flags lowered. And he did not give us that. And sorry. For that, I am very sorry. I don't want it to sound macabre. I knew he was in bad health, but I thought he would have deserved that. He would have appreciated it. And I'm sorry we were unable to do that. But thank you for letting us know.
Mayor, through the chair.
Yes.
I loved Angelo, but I would be remiss. Those who knew Judge Gerard Trudell, whatever, he had passed away also. Another public official who asked, please keep it down. So I don't know why, but these are people who served their communities for decades, and both of them just didn't want the attention. But thank you for recognizing, but I'd be remiss not to mention Gerard Trudell, longtime councilman, judge, so anyways, thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Valerius. Second by Ms. Nick. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We are adjourned at 7:41.